What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. So, I'm pretty cheap, right? I think everybody knows that, but one of the few things that I do not mind spending money on is food, even when I don't need it. The only reason I'm buying this food is to create new recipes for you guys, because you all are special. I am looking for, I don't know what they're called, cupcake tin? So they don't have exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm pretty sure I have something that will work that I bought for another food challenge back in the day. So everything I needed for today cost me about 40 bucks, but like I always tell you guys, you know something weird is going on when I am making chicken breast. In the 4 or 5 months that I was cutting, I don't think that I personally cooked chicken breast one time. Maybe I did, but I don't really remember. But I found this recipe for some honey glazed chicken. It reminded me of orange chicken from Panda Express. I knew I had to make it. And I'm gonna be making a lot of different things in this video, but I am not gonna be sticking to the original recipe. Of course, who does that? Even though I trust the person that I'm getting the recipes from, but I mean, nobody knows my macros, especially her. I mean, she's kind of, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna be adjusting things. So no, I'm not going to tell you how many ounces of every little thing that I put in every ingredient, because I don't think it is that serious. Do what fits in your diet. Just get close enough. So in this bowl, we got some honey and some soy sauce. Now that the chicken is pretty well cooked, I'm going to add that to it. This would never happen on one of those fancy TV shows on the Food Network, but we are not that strict around here. I'm gonna give this a very unofficial taste test while it's still cooking. Wow. The great thing about making something in the pan is that when you're done, you can put something else in there like vegetables and it'll soak up all of that leftover flavor. Now that we've done the unofficial taste test, we can kind of cut through the crap. You know on the shows how they build up this anticipation, like who knows how this is going to be, and every single time it's amazing. It's kind of like my channel really, but anyway. So I would say to make chicken taste good, it usually takes a lot of extra time or a lot of extra calories. What's great about this is this maybe added like 10 grams of carbs in no time at all. I mean, you just dumped it on there while it's on the skillet. And this stuff is one of my favorite chicken recipes that I've ever tried. Especially if you're like me and you love orange chicken from Panda Express. I want to say it's that good, but it's getting close. Today is a very special video. I'm gonna be making recipes that were all created by my friend Cait, who you guys probably know as the Macro Experiment. I was first introduced to her actually through her music. Not the type of music that I used to make. I mean, she makes legitimate music.
You're an old-fashioned bro. You say you wanna eat clean for the rest of your life, but we both know that's gonna blow. Well, I got some news that'll change your life. You can fit it all into your macros, 'cause you're just trying to eat some food.
Seriously, check her out on iTunes. She is phenomenal. And not only does she make great music, she makes great food. If you follow her on Instagram or YouTube or Snapchat, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, she has a very large following, then you know that her recipes are just, it's not like, who sits down and thinks of that? Like, you guys know me for making all these crazy concoctions, but hers are actually like legitimate recipes, and the macros on them are insane because she's been in contest prep, so she's been on pretty poverty macros lately. So the things that she can come up with, it just blows my mind. And I keep telling her, like, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make that. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a full day of your recipes. I'm finally just gonna sit down and do it. So today, what we're gonna do is make, well, you already saw that I just made that chicken, which was her recipe, by the way, if you didn't figure that out. And then right now, I'm gonna be making something which she already made a YouTube video about, but she made these cupcakes. Now, unfortunately, I could not find, I still don't know what it's called, a cupcake thing, I don't know. But I did have this, a miniature size one, so I'm gonna make a cupcake, I guess, cake balls, and I have a good feeling about these.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you.
I know myself well enough to know that these are the types of recipes that I will mess up. So I am going to be following her recipe exactly for this. So first thing I'm going to do is add 14 grams of this light butter.
Do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer
And I'll just melt this in the microwave very quickly.
a fan.
And then it says 60 grams of banana. That's like half a banana, right? We're just gonna go with that.
Do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife, and my kids.
I'm already messing up. I think I was supposed to actually microwave the banana with the butter. Microwave a banana? All right. Then we're gonna do 1 egg white or egg beaters. It's gonna be 46 grams.
Cause they part of the team. I do this for you.
Then she says to add about 75 grams of whey protein, but here's where she messed up. And maybe it was just a typo, maybe she just spelled it wrong, maybe she was just confused that day, but she did not say to use PES protein, but I'm pretty sure she pretty much implied it. I mean, chocolate, cupcake, it only makes sense, right?
All the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why.
Then we're gonna add 15 grams of cocoa, half teaspoon of baking powder, and some sweetener. Then we will add 30 grams of all-purpose flour. I've had this bag for at least 3 or 4 years, and I still have over half of it left. Just buy a bag at the store, all-purpose flour. You never know when you're gonna need it.
That's why I do this for you.
Then we'll just add water as needed to get the brownie batter consistency that we want.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for
And
you.
then we'll put these in the oven at 250 for about 15 minutes.
I do this for my mother, who's fine.
And now we put these in the refrigerator for 15 minutes to let them cool, which is awesome. I love to wait to eat my food.
I do this for you.
I'm actually really impressed with myself. I was able to get these things out without losing shape. But if I'm gonna mess up anything, this is gonna be it. Because what you're supposed to do is cut holes in the center and then fill it with whipped cream. I don't see this going well.
I do this for my sister, my wife, and my kids, cause they part of the team.
I would give myself about a 6 out of 10. I just do not have the patience to sit here and craft out these perfect little circles. But more power to you, my friends, if that is you. I'm pretty confident in my ability to do this, though.
Do this for all the naysayers and haters.
So they're looking pretty good. Now they're ready to eat, right? No, of course not. Now you have to put them in the freezer for 30 minutes. This is torture, guys. I should have just bought like red and green sprinkles and put them on here. Maybe they'd be ready for Christmas. Come on.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Don't worry, guys. No macros left behind. We're gonna do it right. So we're gonna set that thing up for 30 more minutes. And I would say, out of all the people that I've ever met personally in my life, I have more discipline when it comes to food than 99.99% of them. I mean, I'm pretty strong-minded, but when it comes to this stuff, this whole thing is about to be gone.
Made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside. That's why I do this for you.
30 more minutes later, I mixed up 1 more scoop of the chocolate cupcake protein powder, and then just mixed it with a little bit of water. This is gonna be the icing. I think you guys know what comes next.
Do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in.
Okay, so they really do look amazing. So it's time to eat, right? No, you put them back in the freezer for 30 more minutes. Yeah.
All of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it.
Okay, so I realized that in the editing process, this might have only taken a minute or two, but I'm pretty sure this process took me like 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm gonna hold these to a much higher standard than I would most other foods. So let's finally see how these things taste.
I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it, I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits.
Okay.
This a success.
Now when Cait made these, she made full-size cupcakes, and she also did this little swirl just like the hostess cupcake with like Greek yogurt cream cheese. I mean, you gotta check out her video. She went all out. By the time these were done, I was like, I am finished. So I'm gonna have 6 of these. So for 6, it's gonna be like 355 calories, which is about 60 calories per little bite for you math majors out there. So definitely has very solid macros, a ton of protein in here. Actually, I might finish them all before the end of the night, but for now, we're just gonna start with 6.
Another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lies.
I'm pretty sure it's tradition for anyone from the Midwest or the East Coast to go to In-N-Out anytime they go out west. Actually, the last time I went to LA, the sales director from PES, Bryant, and myself went to In-N-Out with our Uber driver. We just took her on a little bit of a date. We had her take us there, and she just came right in with us, and it was awesome. It was so much fun.
So be honest, do you go on dates with everyone that you pick up for the first time?
Not everyone.
Just us? I will say, this is the first time that I dated an Uber driver.
Welcome to LA.
I love LA. I love it.
In LA, you get to date the Uber driver.
And people from this area will try to convince you, some people will try to convince you that Five Guys is better than In-N-Out. And it's crazy talk. And I feel bad for the people overseas because I can't even describe how good In-N-Out is, especially animal style. It's their sauce. It's unbelievable. So Cait has this recipe for animal style, well, not animal style, but In-N-Out style burritos. So that is what we're gonna make. But this is my worst offense of changing the recipe. I mean, I'm changing almost, not everything, but you'll see. She says to use ground beef. I'm gonna be using Beyond Beef. My vegan friends will be happy, but this is just so much more convenient, and it's what I had here. So I'm gonna be doing 2 servings of this.
Just no passion, never lie.
Then she says to season it with famous Dave steak and burger seasoning. I don't know who Dave is. Hopefully Dave is paying her a lot of money to say that. I doubt it, but I'm gonna stick with my buddy Montreal. I love this stuff, and it's gonna take me 5 years to use this. I don't need any more seasoning in the house. And she also says to use 50 grams of sliced tomatoes, but I hate tomatoes. So, as you can see, I don't think I followed one thing here. Well, 55 grams of shredded cheese. We'll use that. We're gonna move on to the sauce, and this is a critical part of the recipe. This is what will set it off. And I have made a poverty In-N-Out style sauce before, and it was fantastic. I'm sure hers is gonna be even better. It's actually a very similar recipe, I think, but it's been a while. So first thing we're gonna do is add some sugar-free ketchup. I'm not even gonna weigh this. It is, I think, 5 calories per serving. It's not that serious. So I'm just gonna add a few servings in there. And then you're supposed to use either like a fat-free mayo, or I forget what she listed, but I'm gonna do a honey mustard mayo. Now, this probably isn't the best option, but it's what I have opened already. I do actually have a fat-free mayo in there, but I don't wanna open something when I got this. You know, it's just, my life is a struggle. So we're gonna mix that all around as, ooh, sorry, that sound is awful. And then we're gonna put in a little bit of relish. Well, this isn't relish. I kind of chopped up a pickle, but isn't that what relish is? Is relish just chopped up pickles? I think that it is. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there, and then we're gonna add a little bit of sweetener.
Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify. The things that you believe in have to scream it like a battle cry.
It's actually bomb. For virtually no calories, at least to me. Maybe like 15 or 20 calories for this entire thing. Oh yeah. So we got 2 low-carb wraps here, and now really all you gotta do is load it all up.
And leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug.
So far so good, but if you guys have been watching for a while, you know I cannot wrap burritos at all.
Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make of lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be.
Look guys, I know how pathetic this is. I've tried for so many years. I need somebody's help. But here is the trick that I use to get around this.
This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see.
But even if you can roll a burrito properly, I'm telling you, put it back in the skillet for just a few minutes, brown it on both sides, and it just transforms the entire burrito. It is so much better. I don't know why. It must be the cooking gods up there doing something, but you guys will not regret the 5 extra minutes that it takes. And the other key that I have for you guys, if you do suck at rolling burritos like myself, just turn it on the other side so no one can tell. Like, obviously, this looks pretty good until you look at that and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, taste test time.
Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
In all honesty, I give this, I hate the like rate to 10 scale because it's so subjective and what does it really mean, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 9 out of 10. This is really good.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time.
I don't want to start any problems with Dave, but I feel like the reason that recipe came together so perfectly was because that Montreal steak seasoning with the ground beef or with the Beyond Beef, with the sauce, it was just, man, sometimes I'm a very lazy cook. Sometimes I just forget to season my food. I need to start doing that a little bit more often. That was fantastic, but it was not a lot of food, so we're gonna be moving on to some dessert.
Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem. I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine.
So essentially all we're gonna do is add 1 serving of each of these ingredients, except for the egg beaters. We're gonna add 15 grams, which ends up being like a 1/4 serving, and then you're gonna get like a deep dish cookie, and a cookie always sounds good.
Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking.
You know, I've made a lot of protein desserts in my day, some good, some bad. But this one this has got to be top 5, maybe the best, especially for a cookie lover like myself. Very low in macros, and it's just the moisture, the flavor. I love it.
Back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off the sound. So crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town.
Please excuse this mess in the background. I'm packing right now. I'm getting ready to fly out in the morning. And I'm also watching Stranger Things. I tried to watch this a few weeks ago. It was too creepy. But you guys convinced me to give it a second try. So we'll see how it is. I don't know if I'm going to like it. But we're going to finish off the night with 3 whole eggs. And there's also a really good chance I'm going to finish off the rest of those cupcakes. Those things were so good. So I'm going to encourage all of you to go over to Cait's Instagram, YouTube, all the social media stuff. There's going to be tons of stuff listed down below. Her blog, she has like 2 or 3 of them. Her website, check it all out. I promise you guys saw she has great recipes, but not only that, she is a great person. We need more people like her in fitness. It would do the industry a whole lot of good. She's one of those people that no one has anything bad to say about them. She's kind of like the opposite of me. So definitely do that. Tell her that I sent you. I know it would mean a lot to the both of us, and she deserves it. And you guys are probably already following her anyway, so no biggie there. Okay, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. You could have been doing anything, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. And that's pretty awesome. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. That really does help me out a lot. You made it to this part. You had to like something, right? And I look forward to talking to you guys next time.